This truck contains the last load of solid waste that will ever be dumped at a landfill in Keene, New Hampshire. After 105 years of town-sanctioned dump sites, Keene can no longer dispose of solid waste within its borders. And now a process will begin to make this landfill environmentally safe and to reclaim the land. Keene's first formal dumping area opened in 1894 on Lower Main Street. As the city grew, the operation had to be moved. The current site at the city's northern border was used from 1956 to 1965, when it was temporarily closed due to surface water pollution. It was reopened in 1973 and has been in use ever since. Like many other communities across the country, Keene has looked at many options over the years to handle its solid waste responsibly. A successful recycling program began in 1989 that has diverted a significant amount of reusable materials away from the landfill and saved resources. But like all older landfills, Keene's has no liner to keep water from carrying pollutants into streams and ponds. In 1991, the federal government ordered all such landfills closed and protected. This is the story of closing and capping this hill of refuse and turning it into a grassy hillside, one that also produces electrical energy to run the nearby recycling center. The team running the project includes city staff, the design engineers Weston and Sampson, the general contractor Littleton Environmental Services, and various subcontractors required for parts of the job. The work starts in July 1999 with site clearing and debris pickup. Hay bales and silt fences are installed to control erosion. Anchor trench is begun by digging out the refuse along the old railroad bed. Eventually, the trench will be refilled with sand and drainage stone on top of the capping layer. The whole shape of the hill has to be changed to meet the new design. For weeks, old waste material is dug up and moved to change the contours of the hill. As organic material in the landfill decomposes, methane gas is created. Years ago, wells were drilled to tap into this combustible gas supply. The gas powers a generator that makes electricity to run the city's recycling center. The old wells are worked around as the hillside is regraded, and a new well system will be installed as part of the closure project. Trucks haul tons of sand to the top of the hill, where it's stockpiled for later use. The entire hill is covered with a 6 to 12-inch layer of sand so that no waste is exposed. The final design calls for a series of ridges or berms to act as gutters carrying off the surface water in the right directions. The rough contours for the berms are made with sand piled in long lines. Many of these berms will channel water to a retention pond that is being dug at the bottom of one side of the hill. This bowl-like area intercepts rainwater coming off the slope of the landfill. Instead of letting the water rush away onto nearby land or streams, the pond fills up in the rain, then lets the water percolate away more slowly. Rolls of heavy, high-density polyethylene plastic liner are brought to the top of the hill. These are unrolled down the hill one section at a time until the whole surface of the hill is covered with plastic. The joints between the sheets are heat welded together by a self-powered machine that crawls up the seams, making two parallel welded joints. Throughout the capping job, tests are made to ensure that the liner is as tough as specified, that the joints resist tearing, and that the seams can hold air pressure. The tests indicate that the whole hill is covered with an impermeable barrier that will keep rainwater off the solid waste so the toxins will not leach out of the hill. Now, a 12-inch drainage layer of sand is spread over the plastic membrane. At the hilltop, where it's fairly flat, a special drainage mat is used to help the water flow downhill. The hillside is recontoured and drainage pipes added in the berms. New gas wells are drilled and connected together above the membrane. Meanwhile, at the top of the hill, a pile of clay has been growing. A 6-inch layer of clay is spread over the sand drainage layer. This clay layer will retain moisture to nurture the grass above. Crews continue the work well into the winter months until a layer of snow prevents them from going any further. As the snow clears and the ground begins to thaw, workers return to the hillside and prepare for the final stages of the operation. For months, while work on the hill has been going on, a composting process has also been occurring on the site. Shrubs and branches are ground up, mixed with paper and with sludge from Keene's waste treatment plant. This organic material is spread over the clay in a 9-inch thick layer. Grass seed is sown and mulched over the organic layer. Final connections are made from the methane wells to the generator, providing electricity to the recycling facility for years to come. Site fences and roadways are completed, and the grass grows. Throughout this 9-month project, many changes have been made to this hill. It has been a technically challenging process and has required teams of skilled workers and a large investment. Keene's landfill is only one of many across the country that have closed or are closing. Now, the city's solid waste is being trucked away, a costly solution. The more we reuse, recycle, and reduce the waste stream, the smaller the problem will be in the future.